Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss, and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I went and got a fan here because I don't know why. I'm really hot this morning. I think that the temperature in the house is a little bit off because there was like another huge snowstorm last night. Like I have to shovel the snow like every effing day, and it's like the last week of March, which is just crazy, But that's the world we live in. So let's go check out the charts, shall we? Now we got natural gas rolling over today. Take care of that. Well, the risk tone this morning is looking pretty constructive. So you got the S&P 500 is on a little bit of a bull run. The treasuries are coming off of those highs. Although, I don't know, man. Like, it kind of looks like... Okay, if you're just going off a technical analysis, which would be a really bad idea, it's going to say, well, we're on an uptrend, we're going to keep going higher. But, I don't know. It's kind of funny how quickly the fear dissipates. I doubt that this is completely over. Like, yeah, I'm sure that there are going to continue to be isolated bouts of fear come through this market, and we could have a dramatic week still. So, okay, oil's looking okay, but just kind of chopping around in that range. Gold and silver, man, so volatile, but having a pretty decent pullback this morning. Copper got hit a little bit and is already recovering. And we come over to Bitcoin, all sorts of drama over there. And the dollar recovering a little bit up to 102.5 or so. So that's where we're at. I don't have any like super major headlines overnight or anything, but just, you know, to know that there has been generally constructive risk on activity, and we're kind of like on hold here because all it takes is one stock like not looking very good and they just start savaging the rest of the market. So gotta stay on alert, right? Good morning, Octavius. Good morning, Uzi. I just got it. I got it, you know, like, get all that. What would I first get? Okay. Now I may step away. In fact, I may just do it here early because I don't know. Well, no, we should talk and stuff. I don't feel like being awake, says Uzi. I don't feel like it being Monday. I don't know. You know what I need to do is I need to make a video. I haven't made a video in a few days, and I'm not really prepared for the next one. And been doing other stuff. I did my table. We finally did the finish on the table, and I mean it never looks quite as good as when you first put the stuff on, but man, when I first put the stuff on, it was so amazing looking. And I just want to get that table done. I just want it to be finished. And so I've been spending my weekends doing that. Next week I think we do the metal parts. I've never worked with metal before, so I'm really excited. It'll be really fun. All right, well, we got a couple of things, so we do have to test something today too. Let's see here. Steve Leishman. Everyone talks about the Fed's dual mandate, inflation and employment, but not much focus on the dual mandate of monetary policy and supervision. Can/should the Fed do both? Building stuff is the best distraction. Yeah, but you know what, man? I am just like overwhelmed by how much time it ends up taking sometimes. I mean, I think it's because we're doing something that like we haven't done before, and so you kind of have to sit and think a little bit about what you're doing and make sure that you're going through all the steps and correctly and everything. But like, it just takes a long time. Morning, Anastafa. Well, so I've got something I want to test. So I've been trying to do stuff with machine learning and so forth. And the first thing that I wanted to do with machine learning was live transcription on my PC. I know there are services that you can like send the audio to, but like, the amount that it would cost for us to do our stream every day is just silly. So I can just do it here on my computer, but it does use the video card. And it does take a little bit of time. So I wanted to see how well. So I need to open up Anaconda here. If the stream doesn't like, hate this, then we might be able to make this as the part of like a stream assistant. Give me a bit. My food is settling into my stomach and it's not feeling very good. I forget we're in Windows here. That's not right. No module named speech recognition. Oh, I am not in base. Hold on. I need to switch Python environment so I forget the commands for that. Yeah. And not dash info dash envs. Conda activate trans. There we go. I started rebuilding the interior of my house. About halfway through, I found it a lot easier to schedule bits of it like I was a contractor. Break it down like an actual job makes it easier psychologically and physically. Yeah, because my feet were starting to get tired by the end of it. But like one of the examples was like, we needed to square the table up and then put in the metal beams in it so that it doesn't warp, and then sand and stain it, right? And I thought that we would be able to do that in an afternoon. And it was not even close. It was not even close. It took us like 7 hours and we didn't even get to the sanding. And I was like, how, and like I go home to my wife and she's like, what are you guys doing? What take you so long? You didn't say you were going to be gone for 7 hours. And I'm like, well, I can't explain it to her, How do you convince your wife that you're not going and doing something shady and not doing what you're supposed to be doing when it takes that long? Like, I just wouldn't be easier on yourself one day for standing, one day for staining. Yeah, so this time we did, it was the staining, and all we really had to do was a little bit of sanding and staining, and that worked pretty well. Okay, so I am seeing missed frames. I don't think this is gonna work. Let me reset it here. Yeah, it is, yeah. Isn't that cool how well it is able to transcribe what I'm saying, though? I'd say it is really effective. The time has already been changed. What do you mean by that, Anastasia? Well, is it daylight savings time for the UK or something now? Nothing takes us a little... Yeah, that's totally right. Man, the treasuries are been selling off pretty hard this morning. This latest little last 5 minutes has been pretty hard. About 8,000 contracts net sold. Yep, we can't do this. Oh, that sucks. No, I'm going to close it. So, that means that if I really want to do this all on my computer, I'm going to need a dual stream setup, is what that means. This is going to require a lot more. So I've been realizing something with machine learning. Did I already tell you guys about this? So like if I go online, there's a couple of different services that offer transcription, and it ends up being like $2 an hour for transcription, right? And there are places you can go where you can rent like a data churning machine that has like 4 4090s in it or something like that, something crazy like that, for $2 an hour, essentially. So when you put it in that perspective, what I'm realizing is that this AI revolution requires a substantial amount of computational power and energy. And that what we're getting right now, where anybody can just go and talk to ChatGPT, is kind of like what Uber and all of these other tech companies did in the beginning. They're giving you the freebie right now to get you hooked on it, and then later you're going to have to pay substantially more for it. And that like a live Jarvis sort of setup, that we have the technical ability to have something that's passable, but not the computational power, or at least the average person doesn't have the computational power. So if we got together, and I have a bit of money saved up, but I think that we would have to do like a bit of a drive if we wanted to have a live AI. So I think I'd only have half of what I would need for like an entire second machine. It could be, if it was a second machine and it had a 4090 in it, though, that would probably be sufficient. I have a 3060. Oh, this whole thing is kind of crazy. Well, we can do it. I think we will do it. It's just going to take some time. It's going to take some time. Does the market... Oh, the S&P 500 opens in about an hour. You seen the NVIDIA? No, I have. Let me look that up. Whoa. Okay, that is not what I expected you to say at all. It's a complete system on module that includes the CPU, GPU, memory, power management, etc. Whoa. Yeah, but how does it perform? I'm surprised I've never heard of this before. Oh, I don't know if that would work. It does 2 AI models at once, but it only has, like, the nicer ones only have 64 tensor cores. Wow, it says that it can video encode at 4K 60. That's impressive. Yours has 320? Okay, but like a 4090 has 16,000. Like, it's not really very comparable, right? Or actually, what we should be comparing it to is a 3060 tensor cores. 112. Yours has 320. Okay. Well, they aren't exactly cheap. Kind of seems like the point of this thing is to be small too. Back to 3.5. I mean, I should probably already be short, right? And I'm thinking about here on my sim account if I should double up now. Yeah. Well, the whole point of having the transcripts is I can have it so that when I say a certain thing, it will send it to ChatGPT, and then we can make a persona in ChatGPT and have that persona talk to us. And that would be stage 1. And then I think the next stages after that would be creating our own GPT model that we could train. And then that way we would be able to also plug in the market data and what you guys are saying in chat into the model. Did you test the Microsoft Image Creator? Why? No. I think that I could get better performance building a number, my own. Yeah, like this one is $2,000 and it comes with 64 tensor cores. Oh, the Microsoft image. Oh, okay. I understand what you mean now. Okay, I guess we add one here. Can Midjourney give you funny results sometimes? I find what the robots send back to me to be quite entertaining. Seth, what made you take that long? What do you mean? Oh, what, doing the table? I think part of what made the table take so long was that we deliberated forever about where we were going to put the actual beams inside of the table. Brad, you have to put spaces around the links because YouTube takes out. Oh, what made you take that long? Yes. Stupidity, probably. So I'm betting on the long-term trade is that they'll have to reduce interest rates. And I'm making that assertion based on that there seems to be a reflexivity trade out there. And so the next opportunity that pops up, they're going to start shorting a particular bank and they create chaos. That's why I kind of took the long. And I think that this is a big gamble. This is not something that I would be willing to do on my own account at the moment. This is kind of more like experimentation. Okay, so if that's our view, let's try managing a longer term position based on that up here. And since I had so much profit baked into it, because remember, this is the same long that we had when we left on Friday, right? So I just baked so much profit into it that, you know, I'm able to add a second contract down here and bring my cost of it. So far it's working really well. So far it's going really well, but you know, it'll only take one bad move to flub this all, right? And that location, I took that location because I'm starting to see both those signs that the market liquidity is strained, and we saw some big transactions in there as well. And the trend wasn't fast enough for me to be like, oh, I definitely can't touch it. So I was long biased from last Friday till this morning's action. Well, this move this morning certainly makes me question the whole thing, right? But like that's the frustrating thing about it is that on Thursday I thought it was all over. You know? I had a good trade Thursday and I got screwed hard. I thought I had a good trade and I got hammered on it. Very disappointing trade. I really think if I make a second PC, like a rack mount PC, that'll be cheaper. Yeah, I'm assuming I can find the rack mount cases for cheap. It's funny that deliberations slowed your table. Well, no, like I'm telling you, man. So my uncle, he's ADHD just like me, and he sat there and stared at it for like a good hour thinking about just trying to decide, should I put the bar this many inches from the outside or this many inches from the outside? That's what that was all about. And I have to ask myself, do I feel like having him question everything I do while installing the outlets in the room? Oh, well. You know, I don't question like I'm double checking your work or that sort of a thing, but he does explain to me everything that we're doing so that someday I would be able to do it on my own. I don't know if I ever will be at that point because I just feel like that so much to remember. And Steph has sent me some pictures. Let me see. Oh, hey, that's not bad. Guy with a top hat in a trading room. Those are funny. There are definitely places though where we come to where it's like we don't completely understand the science behind something, I guess you could say. So like for instance, so the whole thing is we put metal ruts, because what happened was we got the table like completely flat, and like we used a method, it is 100% level, perfectly flat, and for such a large table I was surprised at how hard that was. And then it started snowing, and immediately after the snow, that piece of wood soaked the moisture in the air up and curled. And so we put like we put clamps on it and clamped it to the table, and that seemed to straighten it back out and prevent it from doing that anymore. And then we put these metal what do we call them, C channels? Yes, C channels. We put C channels in it, and we put 3 C channels in it, which is probably more than you need. And one of the things that you got to do is, well, so you dig a channel in the piece of wood to put the C channel in, and then the C channel has to have slots in it for the screw. Like instead of it just being a single little hole, it needs to be a slot so that the wood has room to expand. Because if you don't do that, then it will just eventually it will bust the metal, and then your table explodes. But the question that I had was, doesn't digging those channels out though weaken the table? You know, like the table is thinner in that spot now, and even if you're putting the piece of metal in, there's still a little bit of give before it's touching the metal and stuff. So doesn't that make the table weaker? So we were kind of concerned about that. And so like we did like tests and things like that. But what I eventually found out was that, you know, this is like an 1.5-inch table, and even with half an inch, 3/4 of an inch was still so much strength that you could stand on it no problem. So like, I think that it was all kind of a bunch of concern for nothing, but that was kind of the line of thinking in the testing that we did. And then there was also kind of the question of just like, what was the best way to take the 3 C channels that we had and distribute them evenly, and still have place for the legs to go, because the legs we're going to like, it's going to be a similar thing. We're going to have like a plate, and we're going to have screws down both sides of the plate, and then the legs come up off of the plate. So like because this table, I mean, man, I can, you know, I just have to bump it and it will shake the camera and everything. This new table should be sturdy AF. This new table should, you know, shouldn't shake or wobble at all. I do actually. Although I don't think I'd have to. The thing is the pictures just don't do it any justice. Oh, well, let me save it. Oh, yeah. I mean, so I don't know if you can see that very well. It's birch. Hold on. I'm gonna find a way to get it. If I send it to my wife, then I might be able to pull it up over here. No. Save image. Couldn't save image. That's so retarded. It doesn't look like it actually did send it to my wife. That's funny. Strange chat. I know we're kind of just like delaying the. Oh, failed to deliver. Wait, am I out of phone storage space? Hold on a second. Try that. Trash. Yeah, Kyle, I do have the issue I'm having, Uzi, is that it's not letting me transfer the picture out of my messaging app. Isn't that weird? Actually, maybe let me try doing it this way. Maybe it's the Facebook app. There we go. Where should we put it on our Discord? Should we put it in the main channel? Yeah, sorry, what did I say? I have a video on my workspace. It's actually only a few weeks back, so if you just go to the channel page, you should be able to find it. There you go. The thing is that the pictures just don't do it justice. And I mean, look, it's a pretty gnarly piece of wood. It's we're pretty sure it's birch. It's like I think that it must have been something like somebody just took some tree in the area or something. I don't know. I mean, we don't know anything about the history of it, right? We just knew that it was in an office as like a conference table, and then we took it and refinished it because they had like this really nasty, like it was a really dark stain, but it wasn't like, it didn't actually stain the wood. It was just stuff that was like sitting on top, so it didn't look very nice. And we, you know, so like you can see, for instance, right here, there's like a crack in it that we filled and stuff. All of those black spots we filled in with epoxy. But when you're looking at it in person, especially these light areas, like, are so like reflective. It's just, it's really wild. that and the contrast, it just looks like golden. It looks like it was almost made out of bronze or something. So that's what it looks like. But I don't know. I mean, it's not like it's walnut or anything like that, right? Didn't end up. I thought that when we got it, I was told it was cherry, and it didn't end up being cherry. So I think that it would maybe look nicer if it was cherry, but that's fine. Yeah, and it's literally an 1.5 inch thick slab. Now they did it is a slab. It is like multiple pieces glued together, but yeah, you're not breaking that. And then, like I said, there's metal underneath on the other side. You can't see that we made the channels. So it's also quite a bit longer than this table. I mean, this table is only 2 feet long, and this is more like 3 feet long. So that'll be interesting to see how that changes the setup. The camera might be a little bit further away from us after that. But it should also give me a little bit more room, because right now the monitors go out to the edge of the desk, and so you can't really do anything with the space on the desk. So it should give me a lot more space to do things with. Yeah. Either way, I'm pretty proud of it. We sure put in a lot of work into it. Okay, let's see here. Who's 6? Well, if we get back to that cost basis, I'll definitely shift it then. So I'm trying to think of, do we miss anything? Oh yeah, because Kyle was talking about the DOM setup. So the thing is that I have these micro features, and that's why it's kind of a weird setup. Because before that, these just went up the full length of the screen, right? Okay, Joseph Wayne, guys, you know how companies have tons of lobbyists to influence Congress who can make laws to benefit their industry? So the Fed is also very influential, and its actions impact certain sectors significantly. Those guys lobby the Fed by writing scare pieces. It looks like they're putting in a bottom. Well, I would be careful about saying that it's a bottom. We've definitely identified a distribution of sorts. I'd call this one more of a distribution than a whole, just because it's a pretty wide range that they're trading across, but they seem to have found a spot, and they're having difficulty getting above or below it. But I think that forming this and the way that it's been trading overall really makes me question the initial downside, which is to say that initial downside must be based largely on sentiment. That the sentiment is risk on this morning, and not any kind of like headline or anything like that. Another person trying to. It's so funny, these people that would try and spam on Discord these days, because like it catches them. So like the auto moderators. The auto moderator catches the message and deletes them, so like nobody's even seeing them. First Citizen says SVB deal will be immediately accretive to tangible book value per share. Israel in crisis. Do you guys read about what's going on in Israel? I was a little bit taken back by all of that. I had remember hearing something about it like weeks ago and everything and thinking like, oh, probably won't. But no, it's like they're just like straight up trying to make it so that Congress can. It would be like if in the United States they made it so that a majority vote in the House of Representatives could overrule any kind of Supreme Court ruling. That doesn't sound right. And I think that everybody's kind of telling Israel like this not don't do that. It's not a good idea. So Israel is in like real turmoil right now. Oh, I remember what it was. So we were talking about the robot, and I was saying, well, we need to find a good case. And the thing is, this rack mount cases can be crazy expensive. Oh, there's a Roswell that's only 169. 200. I mean, 200 is a lot for a case, though. Rack for you. Save 11%. How big does it need to be? Wait, D4's 4090 dimensions. 137. $137 millimeters. That's 13.7 centimeters, right? So you do need a 4U. You do need a 4U case. 4U. Yeah, the cheapest ones that I'm finding are about 150. Most of these are probably more extreme than I need. I might want to put like my own soundproofing in it though. Now let's go to eBay. What do we got on eBay? Only auctions. Oh, there's one for 100. So you can just buy it now. Ooh, that one is cool looking. Let's get that. It's all shiny metal in the front. That looks dope. I don't think that that's actually metal in the front, is it? It's just the color. So you could probably paint it to be like that on any of these other ones. Kind of looks like there might be some pressure to the upside, but they haven't been able to break out here yet. Liquidity is pretty weak this morning. Well, I'm a little disappointed. I think I can continue working on the robot, but we won't be able to use it in the stream until we have a 2 PC setup. Now, I guess the other thing is that it wasn't really affecting my everything else. So we could still run the algorithm over here, and the other machine would be just for the stream. And that way we could go and just get a much cheaper video card for it. A quiet morning on Twitter. Maybe I should go and shovel the walkway. How are we doing over here? Yeah, it's pretty sparse this morning for the stream overall. Could get more interesting when the S&P 500 opens up, though. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna let this thing run. And I'm gonna shovel the walkway. All right, guys. Okay, I take that back. We're sticking around because it's still snowing and the kids don't have to be there until like 10 o'clock. So I should be able to shovel like immediately after the stream. So and they're still at 06 though. Let's reset our DOMs so that that's the middle there. Yeah, no, it's being pretty nonchalant. I think that we'll probably continue to recover here a little bit, but at the moment, it doesn't look like there's actually any real serious activity out in the market. Are we seeing there is a little bit of a shift there in the dollar? But other than that, things are really quiet this morning. Yeah, quiet and slow. You know what? Enjoy it while it lasts, because I don't think it's going to be like that all week. That computer is interesting looking, although it's on Alibaba. It makes me suspicious. What I really want is this thing right here. This infinitum. How is that $1,300? How is that $1,400? I don't understand. You want to go cheap? Go Intertech. Yeah, not found. Maybe they redid their website. Yeah. Necessary. Server. Server for you. They don't even have prices on their website. Why am I bothering? And there's the Slayer. Excuse me. Doing a bit of moderation here. Yeah. They've all figured out that my name doesn't work, and so they're going to a different setup. So I've been waiting for that to see if that would happen. So let's do it. I think I need to make a different setup for this one, though. I'll bring it over here. There we go. Or and in names past name and member log channel. I thought maybe they were going to break out there, but no, they just still sleepy market. I have to learn for college. You should always prioritize the school, guys. Don't let the trading ruin up your schooling, because your schooling is much more likely to bring you prosperity than trading is. To really get big as a trader, you kind of have to have some money to work with to begin with. So having 4 days to the exam, well, yeah, get to it. Chop chop. Don't worry. It's, we've had this with we've done this with a couple of other guys. Remember, the market's still going to be here. Market's still going to be here 5 years from now, or however long it takes you to get through school. That should Do it. Also, cool. I really wish I knew where these spammers in Discord comes from, because the way that it all goes through and everything, there's got to be like an organized place where they're doing this shit. Where is it? And I don't think nobody has ever taken it far enough to see where they're coming from. Like, if anybody on Discord messages you about something like that, then just go along with it. Say, oh, hey, I know that you're not an admin, but I want in on whatever you're doing, right? And try and find out where they come from. Oh, those Sliger chases aren't so bad. 229. Computer science. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Maybe I should get this a Sliger with 3 fans in the front. I like that one. 229. Yes. This is kind of funny. Like the whole time I was thinking I got like a second case and everything, so that I could transfer the guts to this from this computer into that new case and then build a new thing in that computer. And now I want to go rack mount. So now I think I'm just going to move that computer directly over there and just switch the video card. But I'm still kind of waiting on motherboards. There needs to be new AM5 motherboards. Let's see here. Tom's Hardware. More motherboards are coming. Okay, so here's the start of the S&P 500. Dollar's fallen there. What's with that? Interestingly enough, it is not really affecting the treasuries that much so far. And the momentum going into the open so far has been short. Curious. I don't like the fact that your channel asks for phone number verification. Oh, Discord? Yeah. Well, I don't know what else to do. Like, I wish that wasn't what they had for top level verification, you know? But I don't know. It doesn't bother me, so it's hard for me to kind of put it in the perspective of like how to convince you to do it. Other than that's where our Discord is. If there was another platform that was more effective at preventing spam, then maybe I would go over to it, but you might be too skeptical about that stuff. You only have 10. What's even the point of having a phone, man? Well, this one might work. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4 USB 3s in the back. 2 USB 3.2s. No, 5. Wait, how many does mine have? That gigabyte might work. $219. And there's probably the front connector too. So how many do I have? Hold on a second. Nah, I can't see back there. I thought I had remembered. I gotta figure out what my motherboard is. IMAX 370 Pro. It is, I mean, yeah, I know it's a Monday, but it is awfully quiet for even a Monday, right? I thought that the market would be a little bit more active than this. I think that it's still likely to pick up later in the day, but you know what? Almost any of these machines would probably be fine. Here's the pictures. There we are. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus the front. Eight if you count the USB-C. And this one has 8 plus the USB 9 plus the other one 10, 11. So this would work. And it's a 219. Here's one that's 189. So these new AM5 motherboards go up so quick. So my news squawk just noting for me that there was some hawkish bets placed overnight. Some hawkish bets placed overnight in the that the Federal Reserve will still raise rates in May, essentially. So it's gone back to 50%, I think. No, I don't like that one. This one is on sale, and it looks like kind of tempting, but it's not like a spectacular sale or anything. It's a Gigabyte Aorus Elite. Remind me, what's the difference between 650 versus 650M? Oh, the M is the micro ATX one. Oh, I was looking at motherboards. So the whole thing is, because I want to run some machine learning stuff while we're trading live, and it appears that disrupts the video card. So I'm looking into how can I set up a second computer and get it rack mounted and everything so that we can like do a dual streaming setup. So I've looked at like doing the processing on other servers, but like with the power that you need, it's like it's way too much. It's like $2 an hour. Which is a bit much. At least it would be more than what the stream would be getting back on it, unless the robot ended up being extremely entertaining and everybody wanted to come and watch, right? Well, let me close the rest of these tabs. It is still really warm in here today. Do it on a Google collab. Well, I was looking at the place I was looking at was maybe overkill. But I guess part of the thing that I'm looking at is that eventually I would want to be doing my own models. So the test that we did this morning was just live transcription. So just live transcription causes my machine missed frames, right? But what I would want to do is I want something that's like using the chat GPT model, but in using chat and market data and me for its reinforcement. Essentially, like that's the idea. So to do that, I would have to make my own model and so forth, right? And it would have to be able to run it live. So it would be more it would be more processing power than just sending the request over to ChatGPT and getting a response back. But we can start by doing it that way, sending it to ChatGPT and getting the response back. But so that's where I think that ultimately we need to have a second machine for this. It'll be funny. It'll basically turn into one machine will be like the trading machine, and the other machine will be the gaming and the stream machine, I guess. Oh no, actually the trading machine would still do the stream. So the other one would be just for the robot. Seems like overkill for something, right? Like we're talking about dumping like $3,000 into something that I don't even know if it's going to work or be interesting. Spoo's seeing some upside action now after that initial downside move, breaking up to the upside. There's still a little bit further to go to get out this kind of like swing high at around 40, 34. I don't know, markets kind of seems like everything's fine and they're just going to ignore it all today. Oh, Netanyahu to immediately suspend Israeli judicial overhaul plan after protest, chaos, strikes, and shutdowns. Cool. Well, I think he's doing the right thing. Twitter source code leaked online. Musk hunts perpetrator, values firm at $20 billion. Oy. Zero Hedge asks, is there systemic risk in European banks? That's that word systemic. That I think Zero Hedge is like intentionally trying to panic people. It seems like everything that they're saying is intended to make people scared. Goldman expects sharp spike in office delinquency rates. Futures yields in bank stocks storm higher as bank crisis fears recede. See, I had a trade. Where is it? Where was it? Let's pull this back up here. Yeah, I was going long at like 3.492. Oh, so this is about where we're at right now. Okay. So I was thinking, oh man, that trade that I took before, it actually probably would have been okay. But actually, no. We'd still only just now be break even. So that we kind of have to be a little bit cautious about all this, right? So we come back to the volume profile here and kind of try and take a look at where we're at. So here was where we did the rate hike. So we're above where we did the rate hike, and there's 115 even, let's say, seems like a kind of a key support area that can be our benchmark. This guy on Twitter says there's stop orders in the S&P futures at 40.39, and I'm like, how would you know? They sure are close though, aren't they? World Bank warns of lost decade in global growth without bold policy shifts, reports Reuters. The average potential economic growth will slump to a 3-decade low of 2.2% per year through 2030, ushering in a lost decade for the world's economy. Please no, I do not want a lost decade. I tell you what, if we really end up with a lost decade here, that really sucks for millennials overall in general, right? So like they YOLO'd into the market, and even for the people that are holding through, they have to hold for 10 years to make money. Ugh. No, thank you. Hey, it's your guys' favorite track, the mumble rap one. I don't know, man. These things all look poised. It's not quite lined up in the treasuries, but overall, these look pretty well set up to go out. Yeah, I have a YouTube channel. I have another YouTube channel. I haven't used it in a long time. Will this work? I don't think it will, actually. Nope. Yeah, I have to go because it doesn't have an easy should probably delete that bit. Oh, actually, it does work. I thought it was good. No, you can watch this one. I don't have too much on it. I have a couple of, like, I mean, like, I haven't posted anything on it in 5 years, right? I try to make music, but I'm horrible. I think I'm getting pretty good at it. I really need to get a subwoofer. For the kind of music that I'm making, I really need a subwoofer to properly audition this stuff and everything. Because otherwise it's like I make a little change and then I go out to the car and test it and then I have to go back and shift things by like 1 dB and it's a pain in the butt. So if I had a sub, that would be a lot better. I've had people recently on it be like, oh, I really like your stuff. Why haven't you made anything more? I really should. So I have a couple of tracks that I think are really cool. And I am starting, I feel like that I'm not as good at making the music as I want. But I'm starting to realize that, like, when I go on YouTube and I watch some of these creators that have channels and stuff, I'm like, well, I already know all that shit. You know? I think that in terms of the knowledge side of things, I have the knowledge. I just need to keep practicing. Also, I need to adjust my desk setup so that I can get the monitors clear shot to my ears. They're backing off. I don't know. I think that if I was like really lasered in today and I was looking for their short, I would probably be getting really antsy right now and wanting to go short, but they're being pretty nonchalant about it. I'm concerned that even if we do move down, that it will be really tame. Oh, that's mine. That one's completely original. I think I have more. Yeah, I do. I have more on it. I have a SoundCloud too. What's my SoundCloud? Then you can see. Then you can hear the really old stuff. Here we go. Production quality is nice, thank you. That one I put a lot of work into. You know what it was like, oh, that one was so weird because it seems to me that your emotional state can have a really big impact on your music, you know? So like that was like after my divorce, and one day I just kind of was just lucking around like making random sounds, and I kind of got the main hook for it. And then like I met somebody like the next day, and that really gave me the inspiration to like really go through and do a ton on it, right? And then it just kind of died down. Like I don't know, I felt stuck. I couldn't finish the track. And then later on I met my wife and I kind of finished it. The other one, the one that I'm most proud of though is that As the Rush Comes remix. Or should I say I'm the most proud of it? It's like that's the one that I like to listen to. I love to listen to that over and over and over again. I just like that track. The original track has always been my favorite track, and my remix of it is my favorite version of it. My version of it has been my favorite. I love it because I was able to take it, make something that was pretty true to the original, but was just more hard hitting and clubby, you know? And yeah, I really like that one. But there's some other ones here on this, on the SoundCloud. I don't know what this is about. They must have included one of my tracks in this or something like that. I don't know why this one is showing up at the top. Oh, I reposted it. I don't know why. So there's a couple of these ones that are like, I did a bunch of them that were like previews and I never put them out. This one was a complete track that was pretty good. Exigent is one of my better ones too. Exigent and Torpedo are some of my better ones. Then there's this one. I think this one's funny. This is like the oldest one, but it's got by far the most interest. I don't know though. When you look at the numbers and everything on how many they get and stuff, it's not. I never really did very good. Like that was the thing that was kind of weird about it was I put all of this effort into the DJ stuff, and I had gotten to the point where I was like getting local gigs and everything, but it wasn't anything too crazy, you know. And I kind of realized that I just wasn't well suited to that game, you know. I wasn't as much as I was going around and like meeting people and making lots of contacts and stuff. I just wasn't like the cool kid, you know. And but the thing is that it kind of doing all of that promotion and everything just kind of evolved into doing the stream. Like I learned that the reason I was able to do the YouTube and have the success with the YouTube that I had was that I had practiced doing it all with the music. It's just that this turned into something that you do every day, whereas the music I was like maybe putting a new track out every year or something like that, you know. But I have 6 tracks that I want to finish that are like pretty close to being full tracks, and I'm just like mixing them down. So maybe I really should just splurge on a subwoofer. I feel like I've got a hole in my pocket or something, burning a hole. Like I want to go and spend some money on something. No, I'm trying to avoid spending my personal money though, because I want to go skiing next year. Do I really want to go skiing next year? I don't know. I think I do. I think I do want to go skiing next year. Now I'm gonna go and look for subwoofers. All right. $400 about. Oh, they can get so expensive so fast though. Studio monitor subs. 11-inch. Man, we just been sitting in this tight range the whole time, man. This has been like one of the worst trading days in a while. I can think of, there was another day that seemed really bad, wasn't it? Was it last week or the week before that? But then like it turned into like a real mess after that, right? Like I think we got to be careful, but like this has been the quietest the market has been in a long time. Hmm. Well, this Yamaha's $500. How much is the KRK? Because that's what I have for my main speakers. $450. Oh, it's not in stock. $400. So between 300 and 500. It's a lot. I'll put it on my list. Oh, I do have it on my list. And it's at the top of my list. Production sub 3D printer. Snowboard gear. Before I spend any serious money, I need to get my wife a birthday present, though. I keep telling her, like, you should get a 3D printer. What do you? Should we get a 3D printer for you? Because I think she would really enjoy that. She like loves doing that sort of stuff. But she's always kind of like, I don't know. Like she, I don't think. Ever since she's had the babies, it's like focused all on that, and she doesn't think about anything else. Okay, there's a little bit more volume there at 01. Oh, they did push through. Yeah, they pushed down through 3 ticks. Significant clicking there. Hmm. Well, I mean, there's been over 11,000 contracts traded here, now down below O2. So I'd say that's a decent amount. That could be enough for this pressure to continue throughout the day. Which means I shouldn't add another contract here. Hmm. Okay, let's see here. What's this? Traders are betting on a hawkish Fed as May hike odds revert to 50%. Oh, the U.S. asks semiconductor companies to submit for the CHIPS Act. Could be affecting tech stocks this morning. I think I want the JBL 400. I don't know why I feel this year all this like I should push and try and get these tracks finished, but I got to finish this table first, and then the side project will morph over into that. now it's been almost 14,000 traded at down here. So I'm just pointing that out because it is a surprising amount of volume trading on the new lows. I mean, that means that there's quite a bit of interest on both sides, I guess you could say. Like the market makers aren't just like jumping out of the way and letting it shove through, right? The 30-year is really going though. I guess if we could have taken a trade and we could have made 20 bucks on this. I guess the volatility is still high enough that I'd have to be really careful about trading, huh? It's probably too late to really seriously try one right now, but... You know, the other thing is that it's still like the actual movement is pretty lackadaisical. So if there is a meta order coming in short, it's like a really super passive one. I think I have a hard time arguing that. I don't know if we have enough clear evidence to support that sort of a thing today. Okay, now it's maybe giving me something here. Hold on. Okay, interesting. So I'm noticing a little bit of quite a bit more liquidity below us in the 10-year. And a couple of significant upticks. They'd have to get back up into the 04 range a little bit first. So remember 04 was kind of, well, let's say 05 was kind of like the liquidity hole before all of this. So if we're moving back up into that area, S&P 500 is turning down really quickly all of a sudden. Then now that's really, really curious. I don't see anything significant on the news squawks, but I does appear that we may have a risk-off headline coming through the market. Okay, so an ECB speaker is saying that they have not seen a de-anchoring of inflation expectations. Not sure if that's what's moving them. You must be patient on policy transmission. This may just be a small thing, but the market definitely shifted there. See if it has legs or not, I guess. Look at that. There's 05. Okay, some selling and it was an iceberg immediately there. Wow. That was just such a quick shift in the market up, wasn't it? Just a little bit more, please. There's a lot of sitting at 06 half. I don't like that. But I have a good spot in the queue, so I'll hold it. So close. Come on. All of this stacking up at 06 half is not necessarily a good sign. So if we're really getting a strong impulse here, then they'll just blow through it. But it kind of looks like people are leaning on this edge of this range, right? Oh, okay, cool. We got filled. I don't know. That was just an awfully quick shift. Was the dollar moving with it? Dollar moving down a little bit. Saw gold peak up a little bit. Bitcoin is taking a hit at the moment. There might be a headline out there because of cryptocurrencies. Kind of wondering. And ACB's Santina says, I don't see anything, quote, systemic right now. See, I'm wondering if there's really something to this. You could see a slip all the way back up through some of this area up here. But they are definitely leaning on it. What time is it? 8:28. Guess I can wait 30 minutes and just see where we're at then. we're going to get Dallas Fed Manufacturing Business Index here. Expected -10. S&P is not happy. -15 for Dallas Fed. Something's definitely up here, guys. Man, if we had gone short up here at the top, that'd be four basis points. That's a strong stack at 09. And some market orders hitting over. Okay. Seems like someone wants to buy it, guys. If this had happened earlier in the session, I'd be going short. I would have gone short at 3.5. The only thing that I'm hearing on my news squawk is there's an ECB speaker right now. Is the ECB speaker the one that's responsible for all of this? I don't know. But the equity market is about to go and test some of like the big previous day and overnight levels. So look out below. Iceberging at 10. Okay. I want to know what is Bitcoin doing here, man? Let's come over to Reddit. It seems like a fairly significant decline in Bitcoin. Crisis a day but $1 billion a day keeps the crisis away. MicroStrategy pays off Silvergate loan. Okay. Gordon Ramsay got on the train. Oi. Jeez. MicroStrategy now owns 1 out of every 151 Bitcoins that will ever exist. Did you know this whole thing about like Warren Buffett saying, you know, if I own all of the farmland in the United States, like I haven't made, but if I own all of the Bitcoin that ever exists, it's useless? Like, is that how it's gonna go with MicroStrategy? Because they're almost to so they're like maybe 0.5% of all the Bitcoin, but at the rate that they're going, and if they continue going, like one would have to imagine, man, that's a lot. Mom is doing the vacuum right now for some reason. I don't know if you can hear that. Well, I don't see anything over here either. There's got to be something going on though. Well, let's do a search here. Require 5 likes. Well, a bunch of people yapping, but not really. Lots of volume trading here at 10 and 10 half. I think I maybe have to take that one. Is there a place where you can see intraday repo rate changes? Well, when I worked there, I probably could find the info if I had really asked around and stuff, but I don't think I've ever run into that as a retail trader. You might be able to see some of that stuff on like Bloomberg. I mean, the real way to get the kind of data that you're talking about is to have a Bloomberg terminal, which is like $12,000 a month or something like that. But let's just see here with my Bloomberg. Oh, I'm not signed in. Hold on. Yeah, Bloomberg terminal is crazy. Oh, is it 24K a year? They like recently upped the price though, right? So I don't know 100% what it is. Okay, so like if I come over here, So my Bloomberg digital subscription, which is like, I forget how much it is. It's like $20 a month or something like that. I didn't intend to renew it. They give you a lot of rates. Government bond yields, fixed income indexes, US. Let's just see if we go to the US. Tips, Federal Reserve rates, municipal bonds. Whenever I've, like, when you go on Zero Hedge and they're showing you charts of these things, it's always a Bloomberg terminal. So I don't know, dude. I'm making out on this trade like a bandit so far, man. Because I've just been trading back out for lower cost basis. That's one of those things. So like, whenever I'm thinking about, okay, if we were really getting some serious money in the stream, and how would we invest it into making the stream better, and making our trading better, and I'm always my first thought is always like, okay, well, would that be better than a Bloomberg terminal? Because if I was making that much, wouldn't I spend it on a Bloomberg terminal? So, dude, reading the stream on TweetDeck for Bitcoin is kind of almost painful. Bloomberg terminal plus use it to create content plus sell said content equals profit. Yeah. Okay, there was a big stack there at 11. It's about 1,000. Oh, whoa. Okay, so the size that was added was 1, 2, 3, 4. 1,234 contracts added at 11. I'm gonna post that in the interest rates channel. Man, my schools have called me like 3 times this morning to tell us about the roads. Okay, somebody bought it. Sorry, somebody sold it. I don't think that the content that I would be able to create with a Bloomberg terminal would return $24,000 a year on the channel, though. Probably, that's probably not realistic. And they're still pushing, man. Yeah, that's another basis point. I should be in this. Why? What was my excuse? Oh yeah, it was too close. It was too close to the end of the day. I think that's actually a good excuse. Well, okay. Yes, but like, think about how many people you would need to do it, right? So let's just say that it was a really, let's not say it was a really, but let's say that I charge as much as Bloomberg does. Let's say that I charge as much as Bloomberg Digital does, okay? So you say it's $24,000 a year. I think it's actually more than that now, but we'll go with that. And we're charging $20 a pop, right? You would still need 1,200 subscribers to pay for it, right? What is Bloomberg other than literally that? Yes. Good point. Good point. And I would have to actually produce the content too. It's but I don't think that I at this time could get 1,200 subscribers for anything, right? That would have to be 10% of our YouTube subscribers. Like, that's not realistic. Yeah. Not yet. But if the channel was bigger, I guess the thing is, I guess what I'm saying is that if the channel was big enough to be able to support that amount of a subscriber base, I would be able to pay for it anyways, you know? So that's more work than you have time. Yeah, it is. Like one of the things that I really feel like I should be doing, but I just can't work it out in my schedule, is having a morning synopsis or afternoon synopsis that goes through the possible flows that we're seeing and the theories behind them and stuff, and post that every day. I think that would be one of the most beneficial things that I could give people. It would be really useful for me to go through that formally and like write it down. It would probably help our trading too, right? But it's a lot of work and I don't really have the time for it right now. So yeah, it's whatever Squawk does. Yeah, but the Squawks, in order for them to disseminate the information back out, they have to have a special kind of license with Bloomberg. But you're right, they are getting their data from Bloomberg. Now the other thing though is that the Bloomberg terminal supposedly pays for itself. Like, you can easily make $24,000 a year from some of the news headlines you might get in stocks from it, for instance. So someday, maybe we'll do a Bloomberg terminal. Oh, whoops. Okay. I was just looking at my little robot thing here and realizing that we made a syntax mistake. You guys just all want me to get a Bloomberg terminal so that you can get the good data, huh? Yeah, that's what it's about. It'd sure be useful, yeah. Well, listen, why don't you do it then? With I should start a completely separate stream for Stock Market Steve and just do price action stuff and see how big that gets before they realize it's a parody. You don't have 1,000, so 10,000. Well, look, you could come on here on the chat. Listen, if you have the Bloomberg terminal, I'll let you come on. We get, I'll stream. I'll shut up, not do anything, and I'll just stream you talking over Discord. And oh, they're coming back there a little bit now. I don't know. I really want to believe that up move was some sort of a risk headline coming through the markets or something, but I really can't back that up and I would have thought that we would have seen something by now that would make it really clear to us where it's going. So I'll do all the work and make none of no. I will give you all of the money. Well, we'll be like you can we'll make it like there will be videos that only paid subscribers get, and any of the money that we make from paid subscribers you'll get. We could do it that way. Or we can do it on like a video by video basis. Like you can say all of the revenue made by this video that you made and you get it. We can totally do that. There's actually some services and stuff that set those sorts of things up for you actually, so that they would just get the money automatically. Let me scrounge up 24 grand. I mean, we are kind of joking, but like because I don't think that he's gonna scrounge up 24 grand for a Bloomberg terminal. But in terms of like giving you guys the opportunity to contribute to making content for the channel and getting whatever revenue it brings in, I would totally be open to that, because like I've been saying for a while, I feel that there are certain deficiencies that Seth has that, kind of you can only go so far. And that to get to the next level, it really will come from help from you guys. Now, most of that will come and help from you guys, like commenting on videos and liking videos and, mentioning the channel when you see it come up in conversations around the internet. But if people wanted to help contribute to making content as well, we would do that. I would totally, because I believe that teamwork is a more... You get further with teamwork than from being smart. Like, this is part of the why we have the problems in politics that we do, is that it's not the scholastic, it's not like the financial engineer or economic engineer or policy engineers that tend to get into Congress. I mean, there's lawyers do tend to be pretty smart, but a lot of these people are the people that have the connections. They're good with people, right? And the engineer type people, they don't stand a chance getting into Congress. And so you get policies that tend to be biased in a certain way, right? Like they talk about it? What is the term that they use for a government that's a technocrat? I'm not really convinced that they actually are technocrats. I think that they're just the children of rich parents. 115.10 again. So just remember that at 11 there was that big old order, right? And we've kind of fallen through that. Maybe we've traded a lot of volume at a pretty wide range of prices here this morning. I guess the other thing that we should keep an eye out for is if you come across any people that are like experts in AI and chatbots and stuff and wanted to team up to make a stream assistant. Because I'm kind of doing it on my own, but you need the resources. So having a second person, especially if that second person was focused completely on just programming it, that would be an ideal situation. Probably so ideal there's no way we'll find it. But keep an eye out. Keep an eye out anyways. Well, we got about 5 minutes left. I think we'll probably end things early so that I can get all of my laptop set up correctly and everything. I don't know if there's going to be another leg of this. It was definitely enough volume to it. So look at the 10-year over here. Ever since that that initial downside that was like, I probably should have done something on that one. But like, look, it's been net buying the whole time ever since then. They came and pushed to this low, but then it really, I wonder if that's covering of some sort. Because I don't know. If there was somebody looking to like just buy it and push it really hard this morning, they would have done it over here, right? When they would have had more impact. This could be just a more passive buy order though, but it could also be a risk off trade. I mean, because the S&P 500 definitely was going at that time. And you are seeing cryptocurrencies get hammered at the same time as well, which is a little bit different from what it's been doing lately, right? Cryptocurrencies has been holding and staying up no matter what, and now you kind of get like a risk off push across the whole market. So remains to be seen. I think that I still believe that we're probably going to have some really interesting action this week though. So I don't know if there's going to be later today or later in the week, but you know, with the way that the bond market had been reacting at the end of last week, there's likely to be at least something, a little bit of a resurgence in drama. So I would stay on edge for that. Well, anyways, I think it's time for me to get going. So let's title the stream here. Quiet Monday. Market chills out a little too much. It's so crazy to have as much volatility as we had last week and then be so constrained this morning. That shift. I really don't like how quickly the volatility can change these days. That's a little dangerous for us day traders, but I guess it also means more volatility and more opportunities for us too. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. In the meantime, stay excellent, team.